It is 10:15 in the heart of the Riverbend, downtown Alton, on this 8th day of November, and my cord, Mary, is tangled around my foot right now. Hold on here. All right, I'm back. And it's really great because we're going to be talking Santa's Chocolate Express. Mary Lillisby. Got it right.
You most certainly did.
I got it right. She is an alderman in Grafton and the chair of the Tourism and Marketing Committee. That is a pretty tall task right there.
Well, and Grafton tourism is our business.
Oh, it is.
And so it is anything we can do to encourage people to come. Stay. We always say if you come to Grafton for a visit, you'll probably end up living there.
You know what's funny? You're right, too. And let me tell you this. I was over at, and it's not like we have a contractual thing with them, or I do, but I was over at KTRS for 4 years.
Okay.
And doing the afternoon drive shows and running the board for that, and then doing nightly talk shows and doing all this. Every time someone would talk about the area, 9 times out of 10 it was they just went up to Grafton and they just want to go back already. They had the best time over at the loading dock, or one of the many great places you have. And how long was that? I mean, that didn't just happen overnight. That was a lot of work put in by you guys, huh?
Well, unfortunately, the huge catalyst was the '93 flood.
Right.
That changed the face of Grafton forever. And one thing I have to say as a relative newcomer to Grafton is the persistence and dedication of the people of Grafton to make their town work, and my town work is amazing.
I could only imagine. And you guys really have a knack for really coming together when going gets tough, when flood happens and everyone comes together and works. I could pick your brain about this because this is just so interesting, but I'm going to get off track.
I saw it in 19 when...
yeah.
It's an incredible thing to see, and hopefully we don't have to see it again, but I think we are prepared.
That's good, and especially in 19, because that water didn't go anywhere. It just sat there forever, it seemed like. And we were going to do a wrestling show over at the loading dock, and then Jim, the owner of the wrestling company, calls me and goes, "What are the odds of us actually doing this?" I said, -1. It's not going to happen. It is so much water. But you guys recovered from that, and you're recovering back from a pandemic, and I bet that affected tourism dramatically. And now but honestly, every time I drive down now, everything is full. Everyone's having a good time, and I'm sure it has to do with all the team members that you have and yourself that really make sure you guys can work with the community.
Well, we have a beautiful road getting there, as you know. We've are just going past probably the most beautiful, but there is always something as you drive up the River Road to Grafton. There is something to see, and then you get there.
Yep, you are right. And you know what? You'll have another thing to go see and get there to go participate in, Santa's Chocolate Express. Tell us about this event. When is it? It's coming up at the end of the month, correct?
It is coming up on December 3rd.
Oh, December 3rd.
On a Saturday. Want to tell people now because you have to have a ticket to participate, and there are a limited number of tickets.
How many tickets are available?
About 300.
Uh-oh.
So get online and get your ticket. Here's what happens. Is on the 3rd, you can come to the visit if you have your ticket in hand, or if we have any left, we'll sell them. Mm-hmm. Come to the Visitor Center in Grafton. You might take a peek at our fairly new museum that we added to our Visitor Center. Get your ticket, and you'll get a bag. And you'll have paid, if you go online, you'll pay $15 for your ticket. If you get it at the door, it's $20. So it really pays to get online.
Right.
When you come, we'll check you in and give you a holiday bag. And in that holiday bag, you'll get a wine glass, and you will get a bag that has a starter bag of chocolates.
Okay.
And all those chocolates in that starter bag have been made by people in Grafton. In fact, some of my friends and I gather in the community room at the condo building I live in, and we make a party of it.
That is cool.
We produce chocolate. So if you can imagine, there's a bag with homemade chocolate in all 300 of those bags. Then we encourage you to go find a place to park. And there's very adequate parking, especially between Main Street and the river. So look for those parking signs. And after that, you can stroll through Grafton, or when we say Santa's Chocolate Express, there is an express. There will be a shuttle bus that will take you from one end of Grafton to the other with scheduled stops. We'll be running every maybe 15, 20 minutes.
Uh-huh.
And so you can hop on, hop off, and stop at any of the 15 businesses that are participating.
Wow.
And guess what you'll find there? More chocolate.
Oh, that's just fantastic. I am so excited for this. I'm getting a ticket, seriously, because this is going to be fun.
Well, I'll be there to greet you when you come in to get your bag.
I'm telling you, I got to know more about the chocolate making process. That's what intrigued me when you were going through the lineup of events. I mean, that's got to be a tedious process.
Well, the about, 24, 25 people in town make chocolate for this initial bag.
Wow.
But then remember, when you go to the loading dock or when you go to the Grafton Winery, when you go to the pub, they also will have been making chocolate.
Oh,
and I'm not sure what the Grafton pub is going to, or the Grafton Winery is going to do this year, but some years they've made strawberries dipped in chocolate.
Oh.
So at each place, you'll have a special treat that has been produced by that business. So it's a partnership between the businesses in town and residents in town.
That is what makes it even more, really more cool and just more spectacular. You get a lot of community effort, a lot of teamwork going into that, and a big team, to get all of that organized. And so is this for all ages? Is this an all-age event?
It's an all-age. It's been fun, as I've said, at the registration desk and watched whole families come in.
Oh, I bet.
And because some of our businesses in town are straight bars, but there's a lot of restaurants with good food for kids. We have a turtle down on the riverfront that you can take a break and let those kids climb on the turtle.
Yep.
Would then take them, the whole family, to the park.
Yes.
In the middle of town.
Beautiful, by the way. Really
The
is
Grove
beautiful.
Memorial Park.
Yes.
In the gazebo, Mr. and Mrs. Claus will be there from 12 until 2.
Oh, there we go. So you're going to find Santa at the end of that express. Huh?
You find not only Santa, but Mrs. Claus.
Oh.
And they will most certainly pose for pictures. Santa's lap is there for the kids to tell them their secrets and what they would like for Christmas. And the Jersey State Bank is going to be there also, giving everybody, guess what? Hot chocolate.
Oh, I love it. And too, by the way, she said no grown-ups obviously can sit on Santa's lap, just the kids, right?
You have talked to Santa about that.
No, I'm so excited for this. This is so neat. And, I like to make jokes every once in a while, but this is really cool. Santa's Chocolate Express, I'm going to get my nephews in this because this is so cool. You get to tour Grafton, which is beautiful in the wintertime. When that hopefully it starts to do a little freeze over on the river and look even more cool. Tell us, how long is it? Because I'm still new to a lot of these events. How long has this been going on?
This started before I moved to Grafton, and I've been there 15 years. It started as a small event, and then it was known as Taste of Chocolate. And at that time, people in town made all of the chocolate. And then time goes by fast. I suppose about 5-6 years ago, we said, let's spread this out.
Wow.
And that's when we came up with the concept of not only coming and getting a bag of chocolates, but also going from store to store and seeing the wonderful retail business we have, the good restaurants. We have such a variety. And so you really get to see Grafton. In fact, some of our guest houses will be open so you can take a peek.
Wow. Now that'd be even more, 'cause there's so many aspects of Grafton. Whenever someone like me that lives down the road, thinks of it, we only think of one or two spots. But then when you start walking through there, it's like it never ends. There's always another neat shop, another neat business, another neat guest house. I mean, it really makes for a great experience. And Santa's Chocolate Express, like I said, I was so interested when I saw this on Facebook. I said,
good.
I got to call him right away and see if I can get him on the show because we're right there. Christmas season's already here, folks. Candy was getting put out in September. I saw it over at Walgreens. There was a little Santa Reese's Pieces right over there on that shelf. It's here. What else would you like to get out there for information for people that would like tickets? Or
Well, to get tickets, go to GraftonILChamber.com. It's that easy.
there you go.
Online, you can get your tickets. If we have some left on the day, on December 3rd at the Visitor Center, we will sell any we have left. But we're kind of hoping that we're sold out, and we're just visiting with people and giving them their ticket.
Well, I'm telling you what, you have sold me on this one, and it doesn't take much when it comes to Santa and chocolate, but all I know is that I am excited for this. Once again, you can get tickets at GraftonILChamber.com. It's the 3rd, December the 3rd. What time does it range from?
You can get your tickets from 10:30 to 2, or 10:30 to 1:30. See Santa from 12 to 2.
That is just awesome. And then, by the way, guys, if you haven't really got, so many of us, my age range that, they go to Grafton, but they don't ever walk it. And I say it's a whole different experience walking Grafton than just driving through. It's still beautiful both ways. But when you're able to walk through Grafton, just take a day trip up there where you guys are and just kind of walk through and see the cool things and the cool shops. And then, of course, maybe go hit Aries for that wooden roller coaster at the end, But it's just, you guys have a lot to offer, and I really appreciate your time. Once again,
I want to encourage you, if I can have one more minute.
No, you go for as long as you want. Oh, don't let me stop you.
Don't say that. You'll be in trouble. But I really want to encourage people to say the holidays in Grafton are beautiful. Mm-hmm. We start out with a lighting ceremony on the Friday after Thanksgiving. We have a tree in the Grove Memorial Park that we light up, but that's not all. Throughout town, including the Mason Hollow Park, Grove Memorial Park, and a new thing at the Visitor Center is figures all lit up. And then also throughout town, all of the municipal buildings like the Visitor Center, City Hall, the Lighthouse are lined with white lights. So as you drive into Grafton, you feel like you're in a winter wonderland, especially Grove Memorial Park. So that starts then. Of course, Saturday then is small business shopping, so get your start there on Saturday. Then the next weekend, on the 3rd, is, of course, Santa's Chocolate Express. Then, if you ever had an urge to be Santa the next weekend, which is the 10th, that is our SantaCon.
Oh, yes.
So you get your Santa outfit on, come to Grafton, and on that at 6:30 that night, all of us Santas gather, and if you can imagine the loading dock, the boatworks behind the loading dock, solid with Santas and Mrs. Clauses and an occasional Grinch.
Oh, that's cool.
It's wonderful. The next weekend, we're trying to start a lighted parade down 2nd Street.
Oh.
And then we top it all off on New Year's Eve with fireworks at 10 o'clock.
And they are, I love the fireworks on New Year's Eve. I really do.
And bring your nieces and nephews early, because I've heard that at the skating rink at 8 o'clock, there's going to maybe be a balloon drop.
Oh, wow. That is cool.
So start the day after Thanksgiving when you need to get out and move anyway. Join us for the lighting, and then, of course, wind up the holiday season with a wonderful fireworks show right on the waterfront, right by the lighthouse.
Wow, you guys really did a good job to really put everything together and these really great events and really schedule them in the appropriate times. This is going to be a great holiday season for Grafton.
I hope to see you there.
Oh, you will. I don't know if you do, actually. I don't know. I could be a handful sometimes. Anything else that I'm forgetting about?
I don't think so. Just get online, GraftonIL.com. Get your tickets. I'll see you at the Visitor Center.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mary, for your time. It is 10:29 in the heart of the River Bend on this 8th day of November. We'll come back with the Audubon Center and talk about their winter activities right after this break.